So this week we rode from Luang, Prabang to Phonsavahn.
It was our first time really riding in Laos, and our first time riding really through the mountains. In Thailand we had just a lone mountain kind of here or there.
Yeah, we had a couple of ridges to ride over, but here we were riding up and down and up and down and up and down.
Yeah, there was not a flat section the entire week.
No, Laos doesn't have flat roads.
Yeah. So heading out of Luang Prabang, we pretty much immediately started climbing. And honestly, we were a little bit nervous because everybody had warned us about these super steep gradients in Laos, and the riding there was incredibly hard. And so we kind of went into it all right, this is how it's gonna be, we're just gonna grit and bear it, and then we start climbing, and it's one of the most reasonable climbs we've ever done. The gradients they didn't get above 6%. So it was super nice. I honestly don't know what everybody was talking about. They all warned us, and that was part of the reason that we took the slow boat, but I didn't see any issue.
So I think what actually happened is we lucked out. On designing the roads, or the route, I chose the roads that had the least gradients and the least mountains to go across. We met up with other people on our ride in Laos, and they were talking about the road they had taken had 15-20% grades in it. So I don't doubt that the roads are horrifically steep. But we got lucky and we're on roads that were not too steep.
Sure. So basically what I would say is just pick your route in Laos wisely, and that there are definitely ways that you can go that are really reasonable and make the riding super fun.
So the roads in Laos were pretty much crap.
They were paved though.
Kind of. They had pavement originally, but then when we went through the Chinese construction zones for the Silk Road project, they were completely torn up, torn apart, just gravel all over the place.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate that it seemed to be every time we had a nice descent, we'd get to a corner and it would immediately be full of gravel, and we have to slam on the brakes and go really slow, which was really annoying. But
well, slam on the brakes and barely slow down because our bike's so heavy.
Well, yeah.
Come take my hand, I will walk with you. I won't let go till you say so. There isn't anything I wouldn't do. Wanna make sure that you understand. You're the one who gives my life color. There is no another. With your hand in mine, let me go by your side. Let me go by your side.
The first night that we stayed after leaving Luang Prabang, we actually ended up at a Chinese-owned and run guest house where the owner spoke fluent Chinese, was from China, and everybody that was staying there and eating at their restaurant was Chinese and spoke Chinese. And at first I was really shocked by this. I was like, wait a second, you're Chinese? Number one, that's awesome because I can communicate with you. But then number two is I was kind of why? Why would you want to be in Laos? Because knowing the Chinese people, they would definitely look down upon Lao and Lao people.
Poor people in Laos.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. I don't know what else to say. But it turns out that they were there because there's a ton of Chinese construction going on in Laos. So I guess the Lao government is basically paying the Chinese to come over and build a bunch of infrastructure. So currently they're working on building a trans-Lao train line. I think that's running north to south through Laos. I don't think they have any trains in Laos at the moment, at least not that I know of. So they're working on building this brand new train line, blasting tunnels through the mountains. So the unfortunate part of that is that there's a lot of big construction trucks on the road, but that were passing us.
Yeah, and all of this is part of China's big Silk Road project to create infrastructure for lots and lots of third world countries around the world. Not sure who actually pays for it, whether it's the country that is getting it or whether China funds it. I think China funds a lot of it, but they also bring in all their own workers.
Yeah, it doesn't create any work for the locals, which is the bad part about it, but these countries get brand new infrastructure, so positive.
Sometimes I wonder where you came from. You are special, yeah, you're special. Everything about you is so beautiful. I am all yours if you let me stay.
There weren't too many amenities in Laos. A lot of the hotel rooms were fanless and AC-less and Wi-Fi-less. And well, Wi-Fi is okay, that's understandable, we're in a piss poor country. But no AC, with it, how hot it was, I guess that's okay, but no fan, completely unacceptable.
Yeah, I mean, most of the places we stayed had fans. There were only one or two that had no AC and no fan. We went through a stretch of about 3 or 4 days with no Wi-Fi, so just be aware if you don't have an international data plan or you haven't bought in a local SIM card, there will certainly be like kind of dead zones where you won't be able to really communicate with anybody.
But those dead zones also extend to data plans because there's no cell phone coverage.
Oh yeah, we also went through areas where there just wasn't any service either, so I mean, it's nice to disconnect, but just be aware if you're reliant on that there will be times in Laos when that's not available.
Sometimes I wonder where you came from. You are special, yeah, you're special. Everything about you is so beautiful. I am all yours if you let me stay. You're the one who gives my life color. There is no another. With your hand in mine, let me go by your side. Let me go by your side. I wanna stay in your sunlight. I wanna wake up with you by my side. Without you there is no tomorrow. We could be in for the best ride. Want this to last for the rest of our lives. Without you there is no tomorrow.
Right, because it's off.
It was super hazy, super smoky. You could taste the smoke in the air in Laos.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the views on the roads were absolutely gorgeous, but we couldn't see them.
really unfortunate that we happened to be riding there during the burning season. And it was also burning season in Thailand, but Laos was the first place where we could actually see the fires. Like, some of them are right next to the road.
You could feel the fires as you went
Yeah.
by. They were super hot.
Yeah, you could feel
And
the heat.
when it's already 100 degrees outside, you don't need to be sitting by the fire.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous and unfortunate, but I would just be warned that March and April is indeed the burning season. And yeah, you'll be breathing in a lot of smoke, and you won't be able to see the views very well, which is unfortunate because we passed by some amazing viewpoints, and like we could just barely make out the outlines of the mountains through the haze.